On the right hand side, well fortified Buckingham Palace, although in 1981 there was a palace intruder. A guy called Michael Fagan scaled the walls, wandered through the grounds unchallenged, unchecked, ended up in the Queen's bedroom. What are the odds? And she was actually in bed at that time in Buckingham Palace. You know, I want him to choose my Euro Millions lottery numbers next Friday. It's 82 million. Michael Fagan, help me out. That's uncanny. Now, the Queen was in bed. She's been the Queen since 1952, coronation at Westminster Abbey 1953. She's met 2.5 million people, speaks lots of languages, makes people feel comfortable and at ease. And I guess her interpersonal skills were challenged that night. Between ourselves, Team Washington, don't tell anyone about this. Sean's take on what happened that night. I suspect she was pressing the red button under her bed, which is normally reserved for when Prince Philip comes knocking. With a bottle of Dom Perignon and a Barry White CD, but moving swiftly on once again. So that explains why it's well fortified, and hopefully we won't be repeating that particular encounter. Now we're coming up at Hyde Park Corner, where about 150,000 vehicles pass on a daily basis. There's also a lot of great statues and monuments around about this area. Smells not awesome. Yeah, we all say that, Nick. So folks, we're coming up on the Hyde Park Corner, where there's a charioteer rising up there. It's a quadrigo. It's called Four Rearing Horses up on the right hand side, and actually she signifies both peace and victory. We're going to see something. There's some flashing lights up there. Maybe it's a balloon police escort. But yeah, she represents peace and victory. It's called the Wellington Arch to the right hand side. And again, it's a sort of triumph, a tribute to defeat over the French at the Battle of Waterloo of 1815. There's also a 20th century war memorial to the Royal Artillery Regiment to the right hand side. And on the left, this fancy hotel, well, there's a little top-hatted guy trying to get a cab for one of the patrons. On the left, it's got its own Rolls Royce. It's called the Lanesborough, and a suite there would set you back £7,500 a night. Ouch, once again. Duke of Wellington in statue form, and his horse subsumed by the tree to the right hand side. He was the victor of the Napoleonic Wars. This is his house on the left hand side. It's simply called Number 1 London. What a fancy address. The Duke didn't like the idea of living in a street, so when he was given the house as a gift, was simply called Number 1 London. And his current ancestor, the 8th Duke of Wellington, has rooms on the upper floor. So what are the cops doing? They've got harnesses out. I'm not even going to contemplate what they're going to do now. On the left hand side, another statue dedicated to the Duke of Wellington. It's Achilles, showing us his heel. On the right hand side, you've got the Hilton, one of the London Hiltons, with a restaurant on the 28th floor boasting panoramic views as you dine. Although if you go to the Hilton, dine on the 28th floor and guzzle down the amount of vodka martinis I did, it's panoramic views of carpeting, which is soft.